It's time for another video! Now that was a completely wrong intro. That intro is meant for my new upcoming series of this channel called In a Minute, like you saw on the intro, and it was meant to be a surprise for you guys. But now since you've seen the intro, I guess the cat's out of the bag. And okay, so I have been planning a new series for my channel called In a Minute. Now the videos of this series will be 1 minute long like the name states, and I will do my absolute best not to break that time limit, but we'll see. And now these videos can be about anything, you know. In a minute video can be a B-roll sequence or a quick tutorial or a short commercial if I ever get to make some of those. Or then it can be, you know, just a regular how do you do? Just how are you guys doing? I'm here doing my groceries and decided to say hello and drop by. Now these 1 minute long videos will not be planned out same way as I plan out these longer videos that I do on the weekends. And these are not going anywhere, so don't worry about that. These are staying. The 1 minute videos will not be replacing the longer bits that I do on weekends, but I just want to get better with my edits and to make my workflow a bit faster and, you know, just put out more content. But because right now I don't have the time to make 2 longer videos in a week, I decided to, you know, to make these 1 minute videos for you guys to enjoy and drop them out during the week so you guys don't have to wait for another week for a new video. So I think that's a win-win situation for us all. So, there you have it. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the topic of this video, which is how I edit my photographs. Now this is a requested video as I have been asked a couple of times that how do I edit my photographs and what are the things that I do when I get the photograph into Lightroom. What are the first things that I do? And don't worry, I'm not gonna go through all of the process that I have because that video would be roughly about 2 hours long and and nobody would be watching that once it. So I'm just gonna quickly go through the first steps, like 3 or 4 steps that I take whenever I import a photograph into Lightroom and what do I do as a very first thing. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into Lightroom. We just turn around to the computer. Okay, so right here I've got some photographs that I've selected for this video to edit with you guys, and I will be going with the landscape shot that I have been dying to edit for a while now because it's a moody tone, you know, photo, and I'm in a bit of a moody tone kick right now, and I'd like to edit this with you guys. Okay, so let's dive straight into the first thing I do whenever I import a photo to Lightroom, and that is to crop it. And we will start this as a landscape photo. We're gonna crop it later for Instagram, but let's start it out as a landscape photo. I'm gonna take a little bit of that side right there, get it right there, take some of those, you know, useless edges out. We're good right there, okay? Okay, and the next thing I do is that I will give the Adobe wizards inside my computer a fighting chance, and I will hit the auto button, and as you can see it brings out the exposure a bit because I tend to underexpose my photographs just a little bit because I'm shooting raw, as you guys should be doing too, and I want to preserve those highlights in my photographs. I don't want anything to be burning out, so that's why I rather underexpose my photographs and then bring up the exposure in post, instead exposing a bit too high on my camera and take the chance of losing some details in those brighter parts of photographs. So that's why I usually underexpose my images a bit and then bring them back in post. The next thing we will do, I check the exposure a bit, I pull it up there, I drop the contrast a bit because I'm gonna go for a bit moodier style photograph with this. The shadows are there, they're nice. Okay, let's bring them back up a bit and drop the highlights just a little bit to make it a bit more flat. Blacks, I don't think that they need to be that down. Right there, whites, let's check it out. That's pretty good. And the next thing I do, I go to the tone curves right here, and I will start making a bit of an S curve right here. I'll bring up the highlights a bit and look for the best spot which fits the forest in the background, nice and smooth. Okay, we're gonna look for that. Then we go through the same thing with the colors too. So don't be scared at this point. It looks like, what are you doing, man? But we'll get there. With these color curves, the S curve does not need to be that dramatic. It's just a little bit of a, you know, just to find the sweet spot, you know, just to find the right spot right there to get the colors looking nice. Starting to look a bit better. We're gonna lift up a little bit of the reds right around there to get rid of the green. Okay, and then the next thing I do is that I go down to the color mode, and again I give the Adobe Wizard a fighting chance by pressing the auto button, but as you can see it goes way too warm, and I don't want it to be that warm, so I will drop it down. I want to keep that little chilly cold feeling right there. Maybe around there is good, and I will drop the saturation down a bit, and the vibrance goes down to maybe not that much. It was, yeah, maybe to 0. And then the tint, I would not go that direction too hard. I think that's pretty good right there. These are very fine adjustments. Even if I'm doing this kind of a raw, quick adjustment, they are, you know, it starts to get there, you know, those little fine adjustments, they start to come already at this point. As you can see, the photo is starting to look much better, you know, in my opinion. This is my style. So if you're right now sitting there, you know, going like, oh, what are you doing, man? Then, you know, we just have different styles, you know, because art is subjective, and this is my style and this is the way I want to go. So let's just, you know, get back into it and finish this one off, okay? Then I go down to the effects, and I will drop down the clarity because I want the moody kind of hazy little bit thingy going on in there, and drop the dehaze. Maybe around there would be nice. Okay, now we're starting to talk. Now that dropping the dehaze to negative, that brought a very nice feeling to it. And now we can actually bring back the saturation just a little bit. This is what I do very often, that I will add some grain to it to get that little vibe going on in there. So just maybe not too much, just maybe 15 or something like that, you know, just a little bit of the grain, because you can see it in here, in these, you know, in the woods and in the forest areas right here. You can see the grain, you know, brings up a little bit of a haze, a bit of a mist. So I like the looks of it, and that's why I do it. Okay, so right now I'm pretty happy with the way the photo looks, but it's gonna need some finishing touches. If you have seen my Instagram account a couple weeks ago, I had this Moody thing going on, and this would match that perfectly right now. But there's still some things that I want to do to this, and this is a thing that I do practically every time when I edit a photo that hasn't got much going on the sky. If a photo is taken on a cloudy day or on a flat light day like this one, and I'm not a huge fan of sky replacements. If you want to do it, go ahead, but I'm not a big fan of doing it myself. So what I usually do with a photograph like this is that I go to the linear gradient tool, and I will pull down the gradient from the top of the photo and make that center line to hit the top part of the trees with this photo. And I will drop down the exposure of that mask slightly, maybe like minus one. Minus 1 is nice. Okay, let's go with that. And then I drop also the highlights a bit and add some clarity to it. So if there is any pattern in the clouds, this photo doesn't have much patterns in the clouds, but if it would have, it would bring them out nicely. But even with this, we can, just by dropping the exposure just a tad, we get a little bit of life in there. And then I do the same thing to the foreground. I will pull it up all the way like that. I will set it nicely there, and maybe, you know, I will not make it that harsh. I will go with 70 or something like that. And now, as you can see, the photograph is starting to come alive. It's starting to look a whole lot better than what it was, you know, when we started out. As you can see, we take a look at the original right here. You can see, we've made a decent change to it, right? And now we go back to the edited version, and I think that's looking pretty nice. And I like the way that it looks. It's got that moody tone right there going on, and it's looking pretty solid. And the one more thing that I want to do now is that now that it's perfectly exposed, I would like to take the radial gradient right here and to make a mask around the barn right there, like that. And then I go with feather all the way to 95, almost to 100, and then I invert everything outside that selected mask is now selected and this is deselected. And now I'm gonna drop down the exposure just a bit, maybe around like that. And as you can see, the mask now brings out the barn just a little bit more and makes the photo look a bit more finished. And as you can see, we got a little bit of, you know, some action going on here with the colors. So let's go ahead and try do this. That add another of these radial gradient masks right here. It's a big one right there. And now let's not invert that. So everything that's selected right now inside this mask is selected, and we are gonna go up with the temperature just a little bit to bring out a little bit of that sweet sunlight that's right there. We can bring it all the way up, and we're gonna bring the temperature up all the way, and we're gonna bring down the highlights just a bit, just a tad, you know, just a little bit, and then we go up with the clarity there on that area also to bring out a little bit of the texture that the cloud patterns have in there. So now it has a little bit of color in it, and it has a little bit of more of that mood, and it's not all that flat as it was before. And yeah, right now I'm pretty happy with this photo. It's looking nice and it has my style on it, and it's looking the way I normally edit my photos. And those are the things that I do practically onto each and every single one of my photos that I edit. So there you have it. And if I would like to crop this for Instagram, I would go over here and I would open up that lock. I will crop it right there and go to aspect ratio, and we go 5:4 right there. And I would be happy to post that photo to my Instagram account right now, and most likely I will do at some point. So there you have it. Those are the things that I do with my photographs whenever I start the edit, and those are practically the edits that I do each and every time when I edit my photos. Now that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you got something out of it, and if you like these types of videos, just drop a comment down below and let me know, so maybe I will be doing more of this type of vids, you know, in the future on this channel. So just let me know. Now hit the like button if you like this vid, subscribe if you haven't done so already, do all the things that YouTubers harass you to do at the end of their videos, you know, ring the bell if you want to get notified. Actually, that would be highly recommended because of the new series that I'm gonna start, because I don't plan out, you know, the release of those in-a-minute videos that accurately, so it might be a good thing to ring the bell so you don't miss them. And thanks as always for watching, and I will see you guys in a minute. Bye.